The infinite abyss of space sprawled beyond the viewport of the Azerian patrol vessel Caith Varsus. Captain Sivaros stood with rigid posture, her scaled fingers clasped behind her back, gazing into the frontier void. This remote galactic sector seldom saw Galactic Concord ships, which was exactly why she was assigned to patrol it. "Another tedious sweep," grumbled Tactical Officer Harkin from his console. "3 cycles of nothing but cosmic dust and stray asteroids. Boring beats dealing with humans," Sivaris replied, her voice carrying the metallic timbre of all Zirans. "The last human ship we met crippled its own engines trying, what do they call it? Experimental thrust vectoring." She let out a sharp huff through her nasal slits, the Ziran version of a scornful snort. "Captain," called Engineer Crayley from the science station, his tone free of his superior's disdain. "I'm detecting odd energy fluctuations about 2 light minutes out." Harkan snapped upright. "Weapons signature?" "Negative," Crayley said, his scaled fingers gliding over the holographic display. "The pattern's irregular, not matching any propulsion or weapon system in our database." Sivaris moved to Crayley's station, her golden eyes narrowing at the readouts. Energy spikes flickered erratically, centered on a small asteroid field with no strategic value. "Analysis, engineer," she commanded. Crayley's ear frills twitched, a Ziran sign of uncertainty. "It's hard to say without closer inspection, Captain. The signature vaguely resembles experimental human technology, but the power levels don't align with their capabilities." "Humans," Harkan sneered, mandibles clicking in contempt. "Likely a faulty mining rig or one of their primitive toys." Sivaris's lips curled into a smirk humans might recognize. "Set course for the anomaly. If humans are poking around uncharted space, I want to know why. And if they're in distress," she paused, her expression hardening, "we'll document another failure of their subpar tech." The Caith Varsus shifted trajectory, its gravitic engines humming as it accelerated toward the asteroid field. As they approached, Crayley's instruments picked up a faint electromagnetic signature, hiding in the shadow of a massive asteroid. "Visual confirmed," Harkan announced. "Displaying now." The main view screen flickered, revealing a vessel of unmistakable human design, yet unlike any they'd seen. It was small, roughly a third the size of their cruiser, with a dull gray hull that seemed to swallow starlight rather than reflect it. Strange symbols marked its exterior, akin to human military designations, but absent from Concord records. "That's not right," Harkan muttered, recalibrating sensors. "Scans show its mass is far greater than its size suggests." "Sensor glitch," Sivaris dismissed. "Human ships are known for inefficient designs, bloated with oversized life support systems." "Shall I hail them, Captain?" asked the communications officer. Sivaris nodded, a predatory glint in her eyes. "Open a channel. Let's see what they're doing so far from their allowed zones." The officer broadcast on an open frequency. "Attention, unidentified human vessel. This is the Galactic Concord patrol ship, Caith Varsus. You are in restricted space. Identify yourselves and state your purpose," Silence answered. "Maybe their comms are as reliable as their tech," Harkan quipped, drawing chuckles from the bridge crew. Sivaris wasn't amused. "Scan again." "Full spectrum," Crayley complied, his expression growing troubled. "Captain, I'm picking up unusual power signatures. Their core doesn't match any known human reactor type." "Explain," Sivaris ordered. "The energy output fluctuates in ways that don't align with standard fusion or antimatter systems," Crayley said. "Their hull is absorbing our scans, not reflecting them." "Stealth tech?" Harkan suggested, his scorn giving way to curiosity. "Possible," Crayley admitted, "but far beyond what humans have shown. And there's more." He tweaked the scanner settings. "The ship shows old combat damage, plasma burns, micrometeorite impacts, repaired in ways our tech can't replicate. Severus's interest sharpened despite her contempt. Maybe it's not human. A captured vessel repurposed by another species. No, Crayley shook his head. The core design is undeniably human, but modified, like they've fused technologies from multiple sources. Harkan stood at his station. Captain, I suggest we board and inspect. If humans are meddling with prohibited tech. Agreed, Severus cut in. Prepare a boarding shuttle. You and I will lead the team. I want to see these so-called advancements myself. As preparations began, the Caith Varsus circled the mysterious ship, sensors probing for hostility. The human vessel remained dormant, offering no resistance or acknowledgement. They're either overly confident or completely unaware, Harkan remarked, checking his sidearm. Or baiting a crude trap, Severus added. Humans often compensate for their tech's flaws with reckless tactics. Before the shuttle could launch, Crayley's urgent voice came through their comms. Captain, the human ship is powering its core. Energy readings are impossible. Severus and Harkin rushed to the bridge as the viewscreen showed a surge of blue-white energy pulsing through the human ship's hull. What are they doing? Severus demanded. Crayley's scales paled, a Xeran sign of distress. Their output just jumped tenfold, with no visible exhaust or radiation. It's like they're containing it somehow. Weapon status? Harkan barked. Inconclusive, Crayley replied. But their defenses are activating. Our scans are being bounced back. Suddenly, the human ship emitted a precise energy pulse. The Caith Varsus shuddered as systems flickered and reset. What was that? Severus steadied herself against a console. A targeted electromagnetic pulse, Crayley reported. Our weapons are offline for now. Harkan's mandibles flared in anger. A preemptive attack. I told you humans can't be trusted. Restore systems and prepare to fire. Severus's disdain for human tech began morphing into wary respect. How had they developed such capabilities without Concord knowledge? Before she could act, the human ship pivoted, facing the patrol vessel. The comms crackled. Zarian vessel, came a voice, eerily calm with organic and synthetic undertones. This is Aurora Prototype Ship 3. Your scans are an aggressive act against a sovereign research vessel. Cease, or we will respond with force. Severus glanced at her officers, noting their confusion. No Aurora project was registered with the Concord. This is Captain Severus of the Galactic Concord patrol ship Caith Varsus. You're violating Treaty Section 7, banning unregistered human ships beyond the Sol perimeter. Power down and prepare for boarding. A pause. We operate under older authorities than your Concord, Captain. The Treaty of Alpha Centauri, Article 4, grants emergency passage to research vessels addressing existential threats. Check your archives. Severus' frills flattened, a Xeron frown. No such treaty exists. It does, the voice countered. Your Concord ignored it when absorbing human territories. The bridge fell silent as the implications hit. Could humans have pre-Concord diplomatic frameworks? Crayley broke the quiet. Captain, I've refined the scan. You need to see this. Severus approached his station where a holographic model of the human ship rotated. Highlighted sections showed tech-defying explanation. Their hull contains elements not in our periodic table, Crayley whispered. Their power core manipulates zero-point energy in a stable matrix. That's beyond theoretical. It's impossible. Clarify, Severus demanded. Zero-point energy extraction has been a theoretical dead end for centuries, Crayley explained. The energy of empty space itself. Every advanced civilization tried, but the power to initiate it always exceeded the yield. It's deemed unfeasible. Harkin scoffed. And you believe humans, spacefaring for just 3 centuries, solved what the Concorde's best minds couldn't? The evidence is right here, Crayley said. Their ship is doing the impossible. Severus stared at the readouts, her worldview cracking. Humans were meant to be inferior, useful as workers, not innovators. The idea they'd surpassed the Concorde was unnerving. Captain, the comms officer interrupted. The human ship is transmitting again. Put it through, Severus ordered. We've scanned your vessel, the calm voice said. Your propulsion and life support are suboptimal. We can send upgrade specifications if you wish. The condescension stung, and Severus's blood boiled. Humans daring to critique Xeran tech. Your arrogance is noted, she replied coldly, as is your violation of conquered law. Power down now. We decline, came the reply. Our mission is critical. Interference will face proportional response. Harkan leaned in. Captain, weapons are back online. Shall I target their propulsion? Severus hesitated, studying the human ship. Something felt off, dangerous in ways she couldn't articulate. Crayley, our odds in a direct fight. Crayley's pause spoke volumes. Based on their energy manipulation, minimal. If they've mastered 0-point energy, their offensive power is theoretically unlimited. Harkan waved dismissively. They're bluffing. Humans always overstate their abilities. Then explain the pulse that disabled us, Crayley countered. That's not a bluff. It's a game changer. Severus had enough. Target their propulsion with a low-yield burst. A warning shot. Captain, Crayley began. Execute, Severus commanded. The Caith Varsis fired a brief pulse. The beam hit the human ship's stern and vanished, absorbed without effect. No damage, Harkan reported, disbelief in his voice. They have energy-absorbing shields. The human ship's response was swift. A beam of near-solid energy struck the Caith Varsis with surgical precision. Alarms blared as diagnostics reported disabled targeting systems. They neutralized our weapons guidance but left primary systems intact, Crayley said, awed. That precision is unheard of. Severus finished the thought bitterly. Impossible. The comms activated. That was a demonstration, Captain. We want no conflict, but will defend ourselves. Withdraw and report that this sector needs specialized Concorde investigation. Severus's mandibles tightened in frustration. You expect us to let an unregistered ship roam Concorde space unchallenged? We expect you to know when you're outmatched, the voice replied. We're not wandering. We're tracking an anomaly your sensors can't detect, one threatening all sentient life here. Crayley looked up. Captain, they're charging a dimensional drive. Readings suggest a phase shift. Severus knew of theoretical dimensional drives, tech to fold space-time. Like 0-point energy, it was centuries from reality. Hold position, she ordered the human ship. Dimensional shifting violates Concord Safety Protocol 18A. We're not bound by protocols created after our mission began, the voice replied. Stand clear. Dimensional shift in 30 seconds. Captain, Crayley said urgently, a shift this close could damage our ship. Severus faced a brutal choice. Retreat meant admitting human superiority, a sickening thought. Fighting risked her crew. Before she could decide, sensors screamed. Multiple signatures emerging from the asteroid field, Harkan shouted. Unknown configuration. The view screen showed dark, angular shapes materializing from behind asteroids, moving with unnatural precision. Their hulls warped light. Not Concorde, Crayley reported. No known design. They're phasing in and out of normal space. 5 vessels targeted both ships and fired sickly green beams. The Caith Varsis shook as one hit its port side. Hull breach, decks 5 through 7, an officer reported. Emergency fields engaged. The human ship absorbed the attacks, its hull glowing faintly. "Zarian vessel," the human voice returned, urgent. "These are Fade Scouts, existing partially out of phase with space-time. Your weapons won't work. Move behind us now." "The what?" Severus demanded as another blast rocked her ship. "The Fade," the voice repeated. "Transdimensional entities we've tracked for 5 years. Your Concord dismissed our reports as hysteria. Now you see the cost." Harkan, clutching a bleeding arm from a console explosion, looked to Severus. "Captain, our shields are collapsing. Their weapons bypass our defenses." Crayley's voice was grim. "The human ship's offer may be our only shot." Pride battled survival. Accepting human aid was unthinkable. Dying pointlessly was worse. "Helm, move behind them," Severus ordered, the words like acid. The human ship extended a shimmering blue energy field, shielding both vessels. The next Fade volley dissipated harmlessly. "Incredible," Crayley murmured, analyzing the barrier. "They're manipulating dimensional boundaries to neutralize phase-shifted energy." The human voice returned. "We'll eliminate the scouts. Stay put to avoid dimensional backlash." Before Severus could respond, the human ship fired 5 brilliant white beams that warped space-time. The Fade Scouts collapsed inward, folding into unseen dimensions. "Targets neutralized," the voice reported. "Dimensional stability restored. Your ship is safe, but we recommend immediate repairs." The Caith Varsis bridge was silent. Every Zarin had seen tech redefining possibility. More troubling was the hint this was only what humans chose to show. "Who are you?" Severus whispered. A pause. "We are Project Aurora, a human initiative formed after meeting the Fade 7 years ago. The Concord rejected our evidence and banned our countermeasures, so we worked in secret." "7 years," Crayley interjected. "You built dimensional tech in 7 years." "Necessity fuels innovation," the voice replied. "When extinction looms, impossibilities become challenges." Severus felt a chill. If humans did this in 7 years, what else could they achieve? "Your ship needs repairs," the voice continued. "We'll send coordinates for a hidden facility 2 light days away. They'll help without alerting Concord authorities. Use the time to decide what to tell your superiors." "What should we tell them?" Severus asked, her worldview in tatters. "The truth. The galaxy faces a threat beyond understanding. Humanity has prepared while the Concord ignored it. And it's time to rethink hierarchies that put pride above survival." The human ship pulsed with energy, preparing to shift. "We must continue our mission. Other Fade incursions are detected nearby. Remember, Captain, today is just the start. The true impossible lies ahead." Space folded around the human ship in a blue flash, and it was gone. Harkan, nursing his arm, broke the silence. "Captain, what do we report?" Severus stared at the empty space, her view of galactic power shattered. "The truth, tactical officer. We mocked a human ship until scans showed the impossible." Crayley approached, solemn. "Captain, if the Fade are real, the Concord isn't ready. We may need human innovation more than ever." Severus nodded, swallowing pride. "Set course for the coordinates. Prepare a full, unedited report of everything." As the battered Caith Varsis limped away, Severus saw the stars differently. For centuries, Zarans viewed themselves as the Concord's technological elite, humans as primitives to be controlled. Now she wondered if Zarans were the primitives, blind to the universe's potential that humans had tapped. "Captain," Crayley said softly, "their power source's energy density exceeds theoretical limits. They've solved quantum stability issues that baffled our scientists for millennia." "How?" Severus asked. Crayley's answer was simple: because no one told them it was impossible. The Kaith Varsus reached the hidden repair facility, a station carved into an asteroid, shielded by tech like the Aurora ship. To Severus's surprise, it was staffed by humans and Concord species united against the ignored threat. "Welcome to Outpost Sentinel," said Commander Alla Hayes, a tall human female. "I'm the director. Your ship will be fixed in 48 hours. Severus studied Hayes, seeing no sign of the species that humbled Zarans, yet noting her quiet confidence. "You're all renegades, defying Concord authority." Hayes smiled thinly. "We call it proactive independence. Bureaucracy fails in crises. The Fade don't wait for approval." Harkane, his arm treated, scowled. "If this threat is so dire, why hide your advancements?" "We tried," Hayes said, leading them through the facility. "3 years ago, we showed Fade evidence to the Concord. They called it baseless and banned further research, fearing disruptive tech would upset hierarchies." She stopped at a viewport overlooking a hangar of modified ships, each bearing Aurora-like upgrades. "So we went underground, building alliances with those who saw the danger." Crayley, fascinated, studied the tech. "These propulsion systems manipulate gravitational constants directly." "They do," Hayes confirmed. "Our engines reshape space, not push against it. Far more efficient." Severus struggled with the implications. "And the Fade? What are they?" Hayes's expression darkened. "Entities from a parallel dimensional layer, harvesting our universe. Their phase-shifted state hides them until they attack." "Why this sector?" Severus asked. "They're securing beachheads where dimensional barriers are thin," Hayes explained. "Scouts are just the beginning. Their capital ships are moon-sized." Severus shivered. The scouts had nearly destroyed her ship. "I need everything, your data, tech, projections. The Concord must be convinced." Hayes nodded. "Captain Loren, the Aurora commander, thought you might see beyond Ziran pride." "Don't confuse pragmatism with open-mindedness," Severus said stiffly. "I recognize a real threat." "That's more than most," Hayes replied. "Follow me." Hours passed in a secure briefing room, reviewing Fade incursions, Aurora countermeasures, and dire strategic forecasts. "Our dimensional drives are just the start," Hayes said. "We're developing phase-matched weapons, detection grids, and barriers to block dimensional breaches." Crayley, thrilled, said, "These advancements are evolutionary, creating a new physics." "Necessity," Hayes replied. "When old science failed, we built new frameworks." Harkin, still skeptical, asked, "Why reveal yourselves to us now?" Hayes exchanged glances with an officer. "Our projections predict a major incursion in 6 months. We need conquered allies to prepare defenses, position assets, maybe evacuate systems." Severus understood. "You want us as your advocates." "To save lives," Hayes corrected. "Your Zaran report will have weight." "And if the Council ignores the threat?" Severus asked. Hayes' face hardened. "Then some will be ready when the Fade come. With or without the Concord, we'll defend this galaxy." The next day, repairs done, Severus faced a defining choice. "Course, Captain?" the helm officer asked. "Concord Central Command, maximum speed." Harkan approached. "You'll report everything?" "They'll question your sanity, claim sensor errors. Human supremacy defies doctrine." "Then doctrine must change," Severus said firmly. "Or we face extinction." Crayley handed her a data crystal. "Hayes gave this for the Council, tech specs to back our account." Severus turned the crystal in her fingers, its small size hiding vast implications. "Do you think they've truly mastered dimensional manipulation?" "The evidence says yes," Crayley replied. "It expands our physics. They didn't break the laws. They found exceptions we were too proud to seek." As the Kath Varsus jumped to faster than light, Severus thought of the human ship, so small, so easy to mock until it revealed the impossible. Now, on the edge of a new reality, she wondered what other impossibilities awaited and if the Concorde would embrace them in time. Harkan interrupted. This report could ruin your career. Severus met his gaze. Silence could doom our civilization. Some choices are clear despite their cost. She turned to the view screen, stars streaking past. We mocked what we didn't grasp. Now we must learn or die. As the Kaith Varsis sped toward Concorde space, a message arrived via impossible channels and encryption. 5 words. The universe rewards the curious. Severus knew its source. Some impossibilities needed no explanation.